In folklore, the Loch Ness Monster is a being. It is similar to other supposed, quote, lank monsters in Scotland and elsewhere. Although its description changes, it is described by most people as very large. Popular interest and belief in the creature has changed since it was brought to worldwide attention in 1933. Evidence of its existence is anecdotal, with few disputed photographs and sonar readings. The most common speculation among believers is that the creature represents a long line of surviving plesiosaurs. Most of the scientific community regards the Loch Ness Monster as a myth, explaining sightings as misidentifications of mundane objects. The creature has been affectionately called Nessie. The word monster was reportedly applied for the first time to the creature on May 2nd, 1933, by Alex Campbell for Loch Ness, and a part-time journalist in an Inverness Courier report. On the 4th of August, 1933, the Courier published a report by Londoner George Spicer that several weeks earlier, while they were diving around the loch, he and his wife saw the nearest approach to a dragon or prehistoric animal that I have ever seen in my life. Trundling across the road toward the loch with an animal in its mouth, letters began appearing in the Courier, often anonymously claiming land or water sightings by the writer, their family or acquaintances, or remembered stories. The accounts reached the media, which described a monster fish, sea serpent, or a dragon, and eventually settled on the now iconic name, the Loch Ness Monster. On December the 6th, 1933, the first purported photograph of the monster, taken by Hugh Gray, was published in the Daily Express. The Secretary of State for Scotland soon ordered police to prevent any attacks on it in 1934. Interest was further piqued by the second photograph that year. R.T. Gould published an account of the author's investigation and a record of reports predating 1933. Other authors have claimed sightings of the monster dating to the 6th century AD. The earliest report of a monster in the vicinity of Loch Ness appears in the Life of Saint Columba by Edomanan, written in the 7th century AD. According to Edomanan, writing about a century after the events described, Irish monk Saint Columba was staying in the land of the Picts with his companions when he encountered local residents burying a man by the river Ness. They explained that the man was swimming in the river when he was attacked by a water beast, which mauled him and dragged him underwater. Although they tried to rescue him in a boat, he was already dead. Columba sent a follower, Lugin Maku Min, to swim across the river. The beast approached him, but Columba made the sign of the cross and said, "Go no further. Do not touch the man. Go back at once." The creature stopped as if it had been pulled back with ropes, and fled, and the Columba's men and the Picts gave thanks for what they perceived as a miracle. The oldest manuscript relating to the story was put online in 2012. On the 12th of November, 1933, Hugh Gray was walking along the loch after church when he reportedly saw a large creature rising from the lake. Gray took several pictures, but only one was successfully developed. The blurry image appeared to show a creature with a long tail and thick body on the surface of the loch. Although critics have claimed that the photograph is of Gray's Labrador retriever swimming towards the camera, possibly carrying a stick, researcher Roland Watson suggests there is an eel-like head on the right side of the image. That is the first known photograph of the creature. The surgeon's photograph is reportedly the first photo of the creature's head and neck. And this is the actual picture I'm showing on screen right now. Supposedly taken by Robert Kenneth Wilson, a London gynecologist. I don't know how to say that. It was published in the Daily Mail on the 21st of April, 1934. Wilson's refusal to have his name associated with it led to it being known as the surgeon's photograph. According to Wilson, he was looking at the loch when he saw the monster, grabbed his camera, and snapped 4 photos. Only 2 exposures came out clearly. The first reportedly shows a small head and back, and the second shows a similar head in a diving position. The first photo became well known, which is, again, the one I'm showing you, and the second attracted little publicity because of its blurriness. Although for a number of years the photo was considered evidence of the monster, skeptics dismissed it as driftwood, an elephant, an otter, or a bird. The photo's scale was controversial. It is often shown cropped, making the creature seem large and the ripples like waves, while the uncropped shot shows the other end of the Loch Ness monster. It shows the other end of the loch and the monster in the center. The ripples in the photo were found to fit the size and pattern of small ripples, unlike large waves, photographed up close. Analysis of the original image fostered further doubt in 1993. The makers of the Discovery Communications documentary Loch Ness Discovered analyzed the uncropped image and found a white object visible in every version of the photo, implying that it was all in the negative. It was believed to be the cause of the ripples, as if it was the object being towed. Although the possibility of a blemish on the negative could not be ruled out, an analysis of the photograph indicated that the object was small, about 60 to 90 centimeters. Since 1994, most agreed that the photo was an elaborate hoax. It had been accused of being a fake in a December the 7th, 1975 Sunday Telegraph article, which fell into obscurity. Details of how the photo was taken were published in the 1999 book Nessie, the Surgeon's Photograph, Exposed. The Dimsdale film. Aeronautical engineer Tim Dimsdale filmed a hump which left a wake crossing Loch Ness in 1960. Dimsdale, who reported had the sighting on his final day of search, described it as reddish with a blotch on its side. He said that when he mounted his camera as the object began to move, and he shot 40 feet of film. According to Jarrick, the object was probably inanimate. Others were skeptical, saying that the hump cannot be ruled out as being a boat, and when the contrast is increased, a man in a boat can be seen. Well, that's going to be all for this episode. Bye-bye.